Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and today we're making a delicious pumpkin cake roll with a cream cheese filling. Let's get started. We will first preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Now let's measure out all the ingredients we'll need for our pumpkin cake roll. We'll need 3/4 of a cup of flour, a cup of granulated sugar, 3 eggs, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 of a teaspoon of ginger, 1/4 of a teaspoon of cloves, 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, 2/3 cup of pumpkin puree, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Now that we have all our ingredients, in a large bowl we will add our flour, salt, baking powder, cinnamon, ginger, cloves, and nutmeg. We will mix everything together with our whisk. This really helps to break up any clumps. Once everything is mixed together, just set your flour and spice mixture aside for later. Now we will crack all 3 eggs in a small bowl and add it to our electric mixer. We will beat our eggs on high speed using our wire attachment. Here I will be using my electric stand mixer, but I always like to mention that a handheld mixer will work just as well. While our eggs are beating on high speed, we will gradually add in our sugar. We will continue to beat until our eggs and sugar become light and fluffy. This step is so important because it incorporates air into our batter, and that's what's going to help give our cake that light and airy texture. Now that we've mixed together our eggs and sugar, we will turn off our mixer and pour all of the egg and sugar mixture into our flour and spice mixture that we had set aside earlier. We will carefully fold our flour mixture into our egg and sugar mixture. It's important to fold and not stir. If we stir during this step, we will remove all of that air we incorporated earlier when we whipped together the eggs and sugar, and this will significantly change the texture of our cake. Now that our flour and spice mixture has been added, we will carefully fold in our pumpkin puree and our vanilla extract. Once all of your ingredients are combined, grab a 15 by 10 inch baking pan and with butter grease the bottom and edges. Add a piece of parchment paper to your greased pan and grease again. Now our baking dish is ready for our cake batter. Pour all of the cake batter into the greased pan and spread evenly. We will now place our cake in the oven and bake for 13 to 17 minutes. Once our cake is done baking, our toothpick should come out clean. Now that our cake is out of the oven, and while it's still warm, carefully remove it from the pan and loosen it from the parchment paper. We will now carefully roll our cake with the parchment paper. But if you find that the edges of your cake are too crisp, feel free to trim them off before rolling your cake. Once your cake is rolled, leave it to cool completely. While our cake is cooling, let's make our cream cheese filling. For the cream cheese filling, we'll need 1½ cup of powdered sugar, plus extra for dusting, 3 tablespoons of butter, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 6 ounces of cream cheese. Make sure to sift your powdered sugar to remove all of the clumps. This is what's going to help your filling have a nice and smooth finish. Once your powdered sugar is sifted, set it aside and cream together your softened cream cheese and butter. Now that our cream cheese and butter are combined, we will add in our powdered sugar. The only reason I like to fold in my powdered sugar first before turning on my electric mixer is so that the powdered sugar doesn't go all over my kitchen. Now that the powdered sugar is folded in, we can use our electric mixer to just whip it all together. And lastly, we will add in our vanilla extract. This cream cheese filling is very smooth and creamy, thinner than your traditional cream cheese icing. Now that our cake roll has cooled completely, we will carefully unroll it. Once your cake is unrolled, add all of that delicious cream cheese filling and spread evenly. As you can see here, the last bit of our cake is slightly curved in. That's okay, and don't try to flatten this part, because if you do, you might actually break it. I simply and carefully lift it to spread my filling underneath. Now that all of our cream cheese filling has been added, we will carefully re-roll our cake. Carefully transfer your cake to a serving dish, and when you're ready to eat, dust it with powdered sugar. Your pumpkin cake roll is now ready to eat. I hope you enjoyed the video and give this recipe a try. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe for more.